Well, holy shit. Welcome to episode 14, retry number 3 for Save the Silly Humans podcast. Guess what? We've been on the air about 10 seconds and I haven't been shut down. This is a good day. Good day to do a podcast. We have here with us, we got Scully, Rhinoceros. We got Manga in the house, Lost Orion, and my good friend Black Isis, Eric Zipper. How you doing, everyone?
Good evening, good evening.
Doing great, man. Here for the resurrection.
Yeah, the resurrection of holy shit.
The revealing.
Yeah, my scroogle hole is still dilated from last night, guys. Holy crap. I got some good rest, though. Just make sure if you got your YouTube window open, make sure you hit the mute button and pause because I almost fucked that up just now.
What's up, Drew?
What's up,
Drew!
bitches?
Drew is in the house, smoking the truth. How you doing, buddy?
Chilling, man. Living that Manhattan life right now.
Does that mean you're still on your couch smoking weed?
No, man. I'm in the city right now. I don't know if my camera's working.
What are you on your phone?
Yeah.
I was going to say, 'cause if your camera's working, then you've been smoking that joint for about a month now.
It's still burning.
Alright, hold on. Let me see if my camera working. Hold on.
There he goes.
He's probably playing Frogger in the streets.
Actually, that's a fun. Bad Religion did a song. Was it Bad Religion? I think it was Bad Religion. Frogger with My Mind. Remember that song?
Yeah.
Old ass track. Anyway, I'd like to say hi to everybody on the panel. I'd like to say hi to everybody in the live chat too. And Joint LeBong, love your hair, man. Awesome work.
The two-tone.
Yeah. I'm glad you cut that scruffy muff there.
So Baltimore's getting worse, huh? Since we were talking earlier.
Oh yeah, what happened with that? We were watching videos earlier when we were offline there. Well, off the air, I should say, but
Yeah, still riding down there.
still rioting. You mean rioting or protesting? Which?
Well,
Or a bit of both.
I'd say that people working for the government is rioting. You got regular people, and then you know how it is. All different groups of people trying to take advantage of shit.
Joint LeBong wants to know what's the topic for tonight. We're going to talk eventually about broadcast journalism and bringing things back, but right now I'm just happy as hell that we're not getting fucking cut. That's time for celebration. I'll raise my pint glass to that.
There we go.
I'll smoke to that.
Oh, I wish I had something to smoke. But yeah, Drew, hey, welcome to the party, man. Good to have you. Been a while since we had some socialized. Oh, okay, now you got screwed out again. Don't worry, when he comes back, I'll finish my sentence.
My oh my. Here he goes.
Hey, Joint LeBong, you forgot to turn your caps lock off when you pretended to be the Chad. Oh, jeez. Fucking lush. Oh, I've been called worse.
But did you tell him you're using Firefox?
Oh, yeah. Guys, I decided to use Firefox instead of Chrome, and it seems that it's a little bit more stable tonight. So we'll see how far that goes. Jay Thornton, he's been talking to us. Oh, the link's not working, he says. Hang on.
You got to add him to the Hangout because he's on.
I'm doing that right now. I did before, though. That's a weird thing.
Yeah.
All right. Consider yourself invited, Jay Thornton.
What hangout are you using? Is it the Sexy Shills one or this other new one?
Oh, it'll be this one. It'll be this new one. Actually, I haven't seen it pop up in. I'm gonna try and see what I can find here.
Yeah, Eric Manga drew. Yeah, I think this.
That's bizarre. Stupid Firefox.
Yo, so Scully, did you get your tooth fixed?
Yeah, I did.
Did you get a silver one?
No. I actually just got I actually didn't get I just got a root canal.
Oh,
I
okay.
just took the root out for now.
I just got a root canal. That's all. Nothing big.
I'm still
I just had them kill the nerve. All in a day's work.
Less pain now, man. You know.
Scully don't give a
Killing
fuck.
me. I was pissed.
Yeah,
Now I got a big gap on the right side of my mouth too.
Oh, it's a good thing I got my car home because I forgot. I got a Mickey of vodka sitting in my console I bought. I forgot all about that.
There you go.
yeah, we were just saying in another chat that, if you're forming a survivalist group, the one thing you can't forget is a dentist.
It's often overlooked too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as somebody who knows how to do distillation. I wonder if.
Yeah, they used to do that back in when like the barbers used to just take care of your teeth for you back in the day.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
It's crazy. That's why they get the red and white, out
Oh
there.
shit, that's right, man.
Get the bloody rags they used to put out and shit.
Well, most of the time they just pulled them, right?
Yeah, put a string around your tooth and yanked it out.
Oh yeah.
Or pliers.
Yeah, they got those clamps. Oh man.
My dental plan's one of the best ones. It's the slow death. It's where, like, instead of getting tooth pulled, I just wait for them to rot out naturally on their own.
Yep.
Seems to work.
Yep.
Every once in a while, you get half a tooth stuck in a sandwich. Just swallow. Get it even happen.
Seriously. I'm saving up for that whole row of silver ones anyway.
Yeah, you
You
won't
won't
have.
have that perma grill.
Well, and you won't have to drink silver water because you already have it in your mouth.
That's right.
Right.
Colloidal silver. I got a mouthful already.
Yeah.
Check
So
out
anyway,
your
guys,
grills.
I want to talk to you guys about broadcasting tonight. I want to get all of your thoughts on what you've seen, like over, let's say, like the last 4 to 6 months. What have you seen here on this platform that you either like or don't like? And I guess, you know what, we'll start from left to right on what I see on the panel, and I see Eric over on the left, so we'll start with Eric.
All right. Well, most of the things that I do like on this panel is that you can learn new things daily. It's always a new type of transmission of information coming on from different personalities. But what I don't like is some of the non-patients. You have a lot of rude spirits through alter egos and personality changes, and those could be just some of the ill will things, but they are still dealable. You can still deal with them, but it's a lot of hardship that comes with overexerting your knowledge and wasting energy with no cause. But overall, I do love the way we broadcast because it is a unique way to communicate from all different levels and different peoples and ethics.
Yes. I agree with you. I mean, one of the things like I like is the fact that we're able to explore each other's experiences. That for one is a good thing. But yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. I mean, when people are dishonest, it could be one of two things. It might not be dishonesty that makes people switch. People could just be shy, and then you see the true colors later. They could be devious pricks, and then you see the true colors later. And some of them, could be the other thing, which we won't talk about tonight. But and yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Devious pricks. Uh-oh. We just get scroogled. Yeah.
No, I can hear you guys.
Yeah, I can hear.
Rob may have been scroogled.
We got frozen tundra.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's
everybody
frozen.
but Rob, so he must have 5 minutes to get back in or something.
Yeah, he's totally frozen. Huh.
Yeah. See, they're scroogling him.
We spoke too soon about Firefox.
Right when he was saying, you know who I'm talking, you know what we're talking about.
That's when they pushed the pause button on the other side.
That's when they said, oh yeah. Scroogle button, commence. They probably do get a little red scroogle phone. They just pick it up.
When they say, I think I'm going to pick on this guy next, right?
Right. Kind of like the president's got them little red nuclear phones, you know? Google's got their little red phone. Okay. Rob's talking.
Oh.
Yeah. So we got 5 minutes, so we're going to drop out, everybody. So,
So it's the countdown.
Billy left. Okay then. Musical panelists.
Well, I think the question was broadcast journalism. I think it's your turn, Lost.
Right. So when
we can continue. We have no leaders.
Yeah, but talk fast because we've only got a couple minutes left.
But yeah, I think it's on you, Lost, so whatever your thoughts are.
Grim's in.
Grim?
Hey, Grim, we're about to drop off in a minute.
Yeah, because Rob left.
Well, he's coming back, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You better get in here. Get in here.
I just wanted to come in and say hi before we got shut down. Hi. Am I muted?
No, we can hear you.
I can hear you. Can you hear us? Here it goes.
I don't think my mic's working though, guys.
It's Rob.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Let's see if we can hear him.
Scroogled again.
Yeah.
No, that time it wasn't Scroogle, unfortunately. I got, that was actually my internet connection. My router's been kind of acting a little bit funny. I know the difference, though, because everything goes dead.
Yeah, you just got frozen.
Yeah. Well, hey, welcome, Grim. Welcome to the potty.
Hey, what's happening?
We were talking about broadcasting, and Eric told us what he thought, and I was going to go over to Lost Horizon. Are you back there, Lost?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, well, what have you noticed in the last 4 to 6 months that you like or dislike, or both, about this platform?
You mean you're talking about just in general YouTube podcasts?
Yeah, things that stand out, either good or bad, whichever.
Looks like we lost Grim again. I like the most important thing is touching base with people, and having an environment that's comfortable where people, feel free to talk about whatever concerns them and the work they're doing and other things and so I mean that's to me that the podcast really that's the main function is to get the people together and to form those bonds so that then they can do bigger projects with multiple people together.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's definitely a positive. I can see that. I hope Grim comes back because I'm very interested in hearing his thoughts on this too. Shoot, he just left. Um, but we just lost. Who else did we just lose?
I think it was Drew. He keeps popping in and
Drew,
out.
yeah, Drew.
Yeah. Okay. Shoot. All right. Well, any detriments lost? Anything else that you don't like?
Well, obviously the nature of the systems that we're using, it's very frustrating. This constant losing people. That most frustrating is this where you can hear one person but not another, and that's something that's just we've got to try to do something about.
That's been a recurring theme. Welcome back, Grim. And you're next after Manga. I'd love to get your thoughts on what I'm asking too. So just try not to get scroogled. But yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. These technical issues really seem to be more prevalent. I mean, it could be a coincidence. None of us work for Google, so we can't confirm or deny this. But ever since these net neutrality bills and legislations have been passed, both in Canada and the U.S., it seems to be more prevalent. And it's not just affecting us here, it's affecting everybody across the globe that's part of this community. It's definitely a big issue, which is why I'm I'm taking measures and making movements to get us off, not just off this platform, but to utilize other platforms and be a little bit more open. It's almost like we're subservient to it because we're dependent on it, and part of it has to do with the fact that I'm not trying to call names, but just in general, the human species is getting a little bit lazy, and we like one-click solutions, and to have everything in one place is kind of nice, but it comes at a price, I believe. But moving forward, Manga, what do you think about all this?
Well, I like the way that the show is set up. I just feel like it lost some structure. We used to have more structure in the beginning, I feel like.
Oh, I'm not talking about my show, and I'm just talking about the platform in general. My show has been a lawn dart, and but that's neither here nor there. I'm trying to make a bit of a recovery, but at the same time, I play things like I see them, and I like to have fun too at the same time. So, hey, and we make some mistakes and we try to grow from there. But yeah, Manga. No, what I mean to say is that what have you seen that you like or don't like about just Google Plus and the YouTube platform in general?
Well, I don't have anything to compare it to, so I mean, it's a good show. It's just there's all the glitches, there's all the problems that comes with it. You just have to put up with it if you want a show.
Right. And a lot of us are experiencing those problems now, and like I was saying, it's more prevalent since these bills have been passed, because these things weren't happening, guys, about 3 or 4 months ago?
No, not at all. Not nearly as bad.
Occasionally we have little glitches and stuff, but not like lately.
It's worse and worse.
Yeah. Well, moving forward, Grim, I'm sure you got a lot to say. What do you like? What do you like or dislike, or both, about the whole YouTube and Google platform?
I like the whole thing, except whenever Chad is around.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I knew I'd throw a curveball on you. No, everything's cool as long as we don't curve free speech.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I'm being a dick. I'm just being a dick. No, seriously, the whole thing was it's a big bottleneck to me. I'd like to have a lot of other options, be able to mix and match, and have compatible programs that will interact with each other, other than just this kind of bullshit we have here. I think it's all set up like you said, on purpose, in a way to pretty much control the flow of info, so it can't be all out on these different platforms and all these different places, so it's hard to collect all that information when it's like that. So I think to collect it, they want to keep us all in this falling in love with it, in the one-click situation scenarios. That's it.
Yeah, almost like an interactive CNN in a way. Like it keeps us kind of confined in a box, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's exactly. Well, bottlenecked. I love that term because it's like
Yeah,
you
it's a good.
started
It's
off
a good
out
term.
here and you got pushed through this little funnel of the bottleneck where they can see everyone one at a time. You
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
Well, the other issue I just thought of is if we can find a platform that doesn't allow people to give copyright strikes without warrant.
Hmm.
That's a
But
big.
here's what we're talking about. We're talking about Tor. Tor, a file sharing um, platform like Pirate Bay. Except
Hmm.
we're
Peer
going to
to
be
peer.
able. Yeah, we'll be able to use it ourselves. Like Pirate Bay. I mean, almost
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
You might not you might have to click on the videos. There might be certain areas where we'll be able to go to live stream platforms and stuff like that because it won't be exactly the same. But most of our videos will be in torrents, form, all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's the way I see it in my head. The way
It's definitely how we would start off, right? Before we
yeah,
start to take back the internet. I mean, we kind of have to start off small. We can't get too grandiose. We can't all be like a Zeekly TV overnight. And like they got a
yeah,
great platform, but they've had their own problems too. Like it's not an easy process for sure.
yeah. Believe it or not, when you get like 70, 80 people sharing a little bit of server space on each one of their little computers, you end up with a lot more space than you thought. A lot more.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely, I
space
agree.
in between the computers too. It's funny how that works. So, I wish we could just get together and start doing it. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
I'm ready.
Well, we're definitely working towards that, there, Grim, for sure. And like I said, I'm doing some constant research. That's kind of why I've been out. Like I've been kind of gone for like several days, and believe me, I've been trying to figure out my life situation because that's kind of gone awry. But at the same time, I've been doing a lot of digging and a lot of software setup and trying to figure out how to use some of these other tools that we have. And I will be doing more videos on it. I did one last week, which only ran for 30 minutes, but I even got scroogled then, eh? But just so everyone knows, I'm using Firefox tonight because I got the idea from Grim and from Influence Freedom. Those guys are using Firefox, so I decided not to use Chrome tonight, and I've only gotten scroogled once so far.
It was yourself though. You screwed with yourself.
Hey man, if I could scroogle myself, I wouldn't leave the house.
You know what I'm saying?
Quit screwing yourself. You're so blind, man.
Hey, I want to hear from Ryan Oster's next. You're next in line,
Yeah.
buddy. What have you seen that you like or don't like about the whole Google Plus and YouTube platform?
Yeah, as far as the Google Plus, man, I really like it in aspects that we're all able to talk to each other, because when you're watching like YouTube videos and you see people that you've commented with and typed back and forth with, when you actually get to like see somebody and talk to them in person, it's great, man. It builds friendships and a whole network. I mean, look at how many people we all got in like our circles and stuff now.
That's true. That's true.
And I think that's like essential. Like the bad part is that Google Plus is so confusing to learn at first that I think it might turn people off, because
It seems to be designed to not be easy.
yeah, totally. But like once you get the hang of it, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I
But the
can't
whole
fucking
like
hear him
interface
either.
with YouTube seems to be
Oh
kind of
shit, I'm not.
shisty. But yeah, man, I think the positives outweigh it because I would much prefer being able to talk to everybody than not. You know what I mean?
Mm. All
And I
right.
think
Yeah.
and I think that this it's an opportunity, man, where like you say, Rob, about broadcast journalism. I mean, we're broadcasting right now, and this wasn't available, like a year and a half ago. So I think it's good, man.
Yeah, Rob, just to let you know, Grim couldn't hear Ryan talking, so he's left the room. I think he's going to try to come back.
Okay. Roger that. Yeah. See, there we go. And
Yeah.
hey, guys listening on live chat, this has been happening a lot, especially even behind the scenes, like off the air. This happened like all day long today. Uh, every 5 minutes, somebody would have to leave. As soon as they came back in, somebody else would be getting kicked off of someone else's audio. It was bizarre. It was like musical chairs with the audio. It was awful.
What's going on with me right now? Is
Uh, I
Ryan
can
still
I,
talking?
I I can hear you, Graham. Say
I
something.
can hear
Ryan.
you too.
I hear
I
you.
can hear you now. I couldn't hear you a second ago, right?
I was just saying that I think I'll just like paraphrase. I think it's the positives outweigh it because I mean, if you look like a year ago, people weren't able to get together and talk like this before, and now that we do, I mean, look at how much. And like my circles have grown by like probably four to the power of four. I used to only have a couple friends, and now I got like hundreds. You know what I mean? So I think it's a way to bring people together, and I'm always for that. So.
Yes, absolutely.
I agree with that 100%. You know, before I go into my views, I want to move down. Any negatives that you think about there, Ryan?
Like I said, the the whole issue of Google Plus being confusing is one part, and then like the interaction with YouTube, it just if you look at all the shows that have happened just in the past week, people will get something going, and it's such a task to get it going. Then you get scroogled within the first 5 minutes.
I always said if I bought a Google from Kmart, I'd be taking it back with my receipt, and I hope they have good customer service so I could get my money back. But you can't even talk to a live human being here.
Exactly.
It's retarded.
Because even Sammy Kane tried to go to Google, and they were like, "Can you go to our website?"
Actually, Free Radio Revolution did a really funny video where he recorded the conversation. That was pretty over the top funny. Scully, you in the house?
About the platform?
Yeah, what do you think? Pros and cons over this whole Google thing.
I think it's good to bring, it brings people together. It's a good jump off point. Like kind of like what you're trying to do. Like, you jump off point, you get a whole crew going, and then you find a platform that more fits, what you're trying to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's great to get people together, talk about, like the communities things, everybody that's like-minded, you know what I mean, get together and share ideas, and
and that seems to be the trend here. I mean, is that everyone appreciates the fact that we can get together, even with all the scroogle issues and all the technical problems and what have you. I mean, I guess over and above all of that, here we are. We're still having a conversation. So I guess you're right. And I think all of you on the panel are right about that. Hey, Giggity's in the house.
Hey, Gig.
Hey, guys.
Hey, man. Yeah, we were just talking and discussing about pros and cons of this platform here on Google Plus and YouTube. And since you came in at the right time because Scully was last line. I wanted to actually ask Scully about any cons that he sees, things that you don't like about the platform. Because I was going to summarize, but now we can pass it to you after Scully's done. Scully.
Scully.
Oh man.
Oh no. Maybe you can't hear us. Giggity, what did you do with Scully's audio?
Been the same thing with us lately on my show yesterday and the other stuff like in the last couple of days before that too.
Right.
Sound issues and having to jump in and out of the hangouts. Today I had just a private hangout earlier and I had to jump in 3 times just to hear everybody and talk.
Yeah.
It's almost.
What do you like and dislike about the whole Google platform? Like the things that you've seen in the last 4 to 6 months there, Giggity?
I just like it being open and being able to talk to all of us across the globe, sort of thing. Like
Yeah, and that's the number one thing so far that's been across the board that everyone seems to agree on is that at least it brings us together, which is a good thing. Now, I think personally, it's all good and what have you, but there's a certain point where we begin to kind of outgrow the potential that it offers, and this is where we need to kind of find ourselves new step-off points, and this is where I'm getting into broadcast journalism and just broadcasting in general. I mean, whether you're being a journalist or not is beside the point, I think. I mean, some of us like to do shows, some of us like to be part of shows, some of us like to do videos and truthers, like truther videos, and some of us just like to watch stuff and share, which is just as important because without people listening and sharing, I mean, nobody else would be in a job, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
But I think the time now is right for us to kind of start branching out into other areas and other avenues of the internet, because Google has kind of created a dependency for us.
Yeah, they
Anyone agree, disagree, or?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's more like a forced dependency. It's
Yeah,
like methadone.
yeah to
right.
come see all my friends and see you guys. It's like I have to be on this, right? No matter what.
Yeah, exactly. I recently created an account over at Caster FM, and if anybody is interested in doing their own shows, there's lots of different software on all platforms. I'm going to be doing another video, not a podcast. I'll be doing just another actual video, just on software alone that you could use on Mac, PC, or Linux. And you can tie it into Caster FM. A free account will get you 400 listeners. If you want to, the maximum you'd have to pay would be $30, and it'd be unlimited plus a whole whack of other good stuff that you can have. And that's just, and I'm not actually, I'm not doing a commercial for them. I'm just telling you guys what I found over other sites, which some of them are freaking ludicrous. And yeah, I'm only advocating the good things that I find. But I mean, 400 listeners for free is pretty damn cool, especially when you could rebroadcast or relay your same podcast by way of either Shout or Icecast 2, and you can basically rebroadcast and share that with other people, and they could rebroadcast it for you. And then it's where we can get into the peer-to-peer stuff that Grim was kind of alluding to earlier, and we can share bandwidth and become like a network, if you would.
Yeah, I hope that's really a possibility because it's for me. It's not. It's just an idea. I don't have any of the technical experience to
Well,
formulate that.
it's definitely a possibility. It's absolutely a possibility. When like, let's say you're doing an Icecast, which is basically streaming. If you're streaming and you got a listener, that's one listener. You got two listeners, well, that's twice the bandwidth that you're outputting. You got four listeners, that's four times that same bandwidth. However, if you broadcast to one person and let's say to Caster at the same time, well, that's like having two listeners. Now, the other listener can broadcast to two other people plus another Caster FM account. Not only do you have now 800 listeners, but you also have another feed going out that somebody else can share. And now, if you do the math and you start to follow me on this, you can really get some penetration. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the only part I did was the connection of all the people. You know how, because I check out all the torrent sites and I see how they work. You know, and I thought, well, damn, you know, with some little bit of cloud space and throw a few programs together, we could write up some script that could connect us all in an easy way. Like, you know, even with a quick ID check, you know, at least, you know, 18 and up check or something like that. I don't know how we would do that, but, you know.
Well, I'm thinking of it to be, well, a little bit more complicated and a little more simple at the same time. And what I mean by that is to say that what we can do is when we find out, let's say, people who are willing to rebroadcast, let's say, to, you know, just to like a Caster FM account, we'll say, somebody could go to a link that's supplied. Let's say they've hit the 400 listener max. I mean, oh, I would consider that, by the way, a successful podcast if you've hit your 400 listener max. But let's say you're listener 401. Well, where are you going to go after that? If we come up with some kind of a list of potential addresses, one room's full, then you go to the next one on the list. And if you go to that one and it's full, shit, then you must be a really good podcaster, because now that's like 800 people, and now you're 801, you know? But the point being is that if we can manage a list of people that are willing to do relays, then what will happen is that we can organize, you know, we could basically have like an organized structure. And
like I might be able to have soon one computer just designated all the way on 24 hours a day for that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's
and you know, there's actually some really good software I plan on downloading and installing on a dedicated machine that will do a 24/7 automated radio station. I want to include all you guys, have all your own shows, have different show hosts, have like different media. like in an audio sense. Like this is strictly going to be like radio stuff. This, we can move forward and do video later when we can get to that stage, but we got to start with something, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And most of us, unless we're screen sharing like YouTube videos or something, which works well here on this platform, most of us don't use video anyway. And who wants, I got a face for radio anyhow, so like, what the fuck, right? But, but, yeah. I mean, this is where we start. This is where we start, and we kind of have to get organized. I am starting SCSH Radio as kind of a prototype, kind of an idea right now. And I hope it goes somewhere. I really do.
I guarantee you we have people right now who are ready to say, yep, I can turn on a computer. I got a spare, I'll throw on a computer for designated space. Send me the software. Boom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
I'd buy an extra one for that. Yeah, it would be
what I'm saying? Guaranteed there's the support we're going to need for at least to get the idea kick-started. Ooh, even the word kickstart drives me to an option. Kickstart fundraiser shit.
Yeah, I actually started a GoFundMe account just a couple of days ago. Yesterday I started one up, and I had a couple of donations already, and that was.
Moon? Where you going? To the moon?
No. It's for STSH Radio. What did I call it? STSH Radio Online, and it's I want to have a dedicated 24/7 radio broadcast.
I'm starting a Mama Sarah Obama Foundation so I can fund viralist Wahhabist schools. Oh, they already did that.
Peter Lames, he says, Robert, you have a voice for TV with the volume turned down. Thanks, Peter. Love you, man. Well.
Yeah, man, that's a good idea, man. That's big, man.
You'd have to have built in a good messaging system, because if you've got a lot of different people now doing podcasts on, new system that we're structuring.
Oh, just tell them there's a team of monkeys working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that what we are? No, no, actually no, but for that kind of a radio thing, I mean, people would produce their own shows, or they would apply for time slots, like they could do live, like radio DJ shows, and use their IceCast or Shoutcast system, which we would rebroadcast through the main system. And this is the point, when people can connect that way and have scheduled shows and what have you. I mean, it would be strictly like turning on the radio, and it would be a scheduled station. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and of course, not to say just like a radio has multiple frequencies, other people can be doing their own broadcasts too on a different station. So I'm just talking about one station that I want to start off and organize, other content. And this is how, in the end, I want to bring back broadcast journalism and responsible radio, responsible media. Let's get away, let's get other people away. The big point, I think, at the end of the day, is trying to get other fools away from the mainstream media. If we can provide real entertainment, real news, and we got people all over the planet.
We need real artists who will let us play their music, to help us out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We need to get real artists to do that type of shit for us, like people that are independent, not owned by record labels and shit.
Yeah, man, all my stuff is created.
Everyone else can't do it, If they're owned by a record label, you can't. We're not gonna ask the system to help us defeat it. You know what I mean? It's not gonna allow the hand.
A guy with this garage band performing at the local pub. I mean, why not have him plug in his phone and broadcast a stream to the radio show, and we could play his live show. You know what I mean?
But I want DVD quality music too. You know what I mean? I want production type level too.
Oh yeah, yes.
It's hard to get that good sound. You can hear the sound great in the bar, but you can't hear it good on the phone.
If it was coming out of the mixer, let's just say, I'm saying hypothetically, if we had it coming out of the mixer and then plugged it into a laptop or something, you know what I mean? But yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying, Grim, for sure.
Yeah, and that
then we could take those breaks, you know, and then like, you know, let people they got some driving or they got, you know, whatever they're doing real quick for a couple of minutes, and we can organize some other shit on the live show while we're organizing behind the scenes, you know, play another song, get through to help us work out our show together. You know what I mean? That type
Yeah,
of shit.
yeah, exactly.
yeah, and that really affords the platform to promote all these independent artists that may be having difficulties, you know, trying to go through the mainstream.
I realize you're laughing at me. I didn't take a course in any of this, and I'm starting to realize how 101 that is. I just was like, okay. Yeah.
Oh, I'm laughing at the live chat there, Grim. I'm not laughing at you, mate.
No, I was laughing at me. I just realized, you know, how silly I just sounded. Like, oh yeah, and then we can invent the wheel.
What's
the
going on,
Flintstones
guys?
invent that?
Hey, JT's in the house. Hey, JT.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
Yo, Jay.
I think you have a great thing, great idea, Robert.
Well, you know, I think a lot of us have been thinking it, though, Jay. I think a lot of us have been kind of like looking for some other alternative. I mean, we wouldn't be here doing what we're doing if everything else was good. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sure. Think about it. If we had that 24 going on, we could just break down the bullshit mainstream fucking line, you know, right off the bat. You know what I mean? As soon as we start pushing it, fucking break it down, like, you know, right from the get-go.
Yeah. And we have a week of doctors, our doctor week. We have a week of doctors just come straight in and talk about everything from microbiology and HIV to all the viruses that aren't real and all that type of shit, all the way through to, you know what I mean?
Vaccines.
Everything else doctors should be talking about, nutrition instead of medicine and all that type of good shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we could actually have real physicists talk about what's happening at CERN instead of, you know, like, not to say that some of the fear porn out there isn't bad. By the way, if fear porn's out there, I'd like to send a shout out. Hey, fear porn propaganda. But anyway, but yeah, you know, like we got a lot of people, and I'm not dissing the truth movement, but I'm just saying that you get a lot of people who come out with videos and they kind of talk about things that we know they don't necessarily. I'm not saying people are stupid, but they don't necessarily have a degree in something, and even though they might be right in their suspicion, they don't really have much grounds to say we have proof. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'd like to get professionals on talk shows. I'd like to get, you know, people with the degrees saying this is, you know, either this or that, you know, or in one direction or the other, at least provide some validity to the arguments.
Right on. And also on here, people typically shoot the messenger and don't listen to the message.
Yeah, that's the same side of that coin that Robert's talking about right there. Same.
Yeah.
Exactly. You guys, I mean, that's the point, you know. It's the demeanor. They're so they're cued in on listening to a guy with a particular demeanor that, you know, when the silly stoner comes up and tells you some of this good shit he found out, you can't take his word for it because you weren't trained to believe in him. You were trained to believe in Walter Cronkite.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, if you say that, Graham, is that, you know, the stoner could come up and say, hey, I found out some really interesting shit. It was like, cool. Well, let's listen to that, and then let's go and try and back it up. Let's go and, you know.
But the idea was, another point of that same side of that, to build on what you're saying there, is that that stoner, he's already been ridiculed in the public eye to be the dummy because weed was so bad for you. Remember, weed killed brain cells and weed made you dumb and all that stuff they were propagandizing about the marijuana plant. So now everybody's growing up and realizing that, oh, okay, so weed is what actually protected my brain from a lot of this aluminum poisoning and a lot of this other stuff, and then weed is what was repairing my neuron passageways and damaged neurons and stuff from the mercury and you know, the
hallelujah.
Yeah. So it's just like this. It's like 90% of the people in the population are sort of silly, right? And so 90% of the weed smokers are going to be kind of silly because that's just the way 90% of the fucking population normally is anyway. So I mean, you're still only going to find 10% of anything smart. 10% of the weed smokers are smart, 10% of the regular people, whoever doesn't smoke weed is smart, 10% of the whatever. You know what I mean? So they're looking at it going, oh, look, see, that guy smokes weed, and look how dumb he is. Weed smokers are dummies. Like, oh, come on, man. Look at that guy. He don't even smoke weed. Look at him. He's a dummy, too. So all non-weed smokers are dummies. You know what I mean?
Go flat earth and then fucking go flat earth.
Let me show you right here. Let me show you ladder. You hear me, ladder?
I have the bloodline of Cain.
Oh, not this again.
6 months later, rain.
That was a good impression. That was funny.
Call me psycho. You call me psycho. I'll sell this 1.5 grams of marijuana on a first-class plane trip straight to fucking Lateran.
Oh, yeah. You see this? You see that? This is a 20 sack.
This is a first-class plane ticket.
Actually, that's like 10 or 5 of the little sacks you showed me.
Actually, that's a good point that we brought up, Rob. That's another con of this whole platform is that sometimes you run into crazy people.
Yeah, but you know the beauty of having a radio station is it's kind of like it's unidirectional. You kind of call the retards before they get heard.
Yeah, you are the director. You're the engineer.
They call themselves. That's why you don't go outside.
What the way it would work, right? I mean, of course, it would start off as a one-man operation, but then what would happen is we start getting a team of people organizing shows, and then we get a schedule of other people that come in. And hey, you know, our free speech policy, translates into, you know, your show is your show. You run it the way. We don't necessarily support your theories or your statements, but we fully support the fact that you have the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and that's the important thing.
And you're supporting us by while you're using your platform, sharing it. That's the agreement, you know, 50-50 split. Come in and we come in. You know what I mean? You give us we have to. I don't know. We'll figure out an amount, you know, of space we're gonna need from each person. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
Even if that's even necessary anymore, I don't even know. There might even be a way to machine that out differently.
Well, with an automated system, like there's some really good software that automates it, so it'll play music for X amount of time, what have you. We can have like scheduled shows. Like one guy might want to do like a half hour or like a half hour little talk show, maybe like a 1 hour talk radio where he has Skype callers call in and they talk about whatever.
I've actually seen this somewhere, and I can't figure it out where. I've read in this, but people do this kind of thing. Every few users as a server is like it has a dedicated computer, like what we were just talking about. So we got to be able to do this real simply, man. Shouldn't even be that.
People, and I'm not trying to.
We might be able to commercialize it a little bit in order to help pay for it. For us to be able to pay for people to let us use their servers too.
That's right, and as long as we, there's nothing wrong with monetizing and having responsible products, like product placement, responsible advertising. If if I put up an ad for a local business here, like a mom and pop shop, there's nothing wrong with that. And like people have to get away from the idea that the truth movement has to be a broke ass bunch of people. Like we're allowed to make money. Like we're allowed to, have equity in a sense. It's as long as it's done responsibly. Like we can't, I wouldn't go and take on a sponsor that would take control of a show and tell me how to run the operation, because then they wouldn't be my sponsor, and it's that simple.
Right. It
and
turns into y'all show instead of your show.
Yeah, the premise of the show would be not the premise of the show, but like the idea behind what we would be doing basically would be trying to get as much free information that you would normally, for some reason, have to pay for to get. We don't want to pay for it. We want it free because we don't feel like giving info or buying info is proper. You know what I mean?
The radio show should be free to listen to. That's right.
For sure, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and
You
you
know,
know, as far as
we
like
all
commercials and shit go like that, I meant like
we know bandwidth isn't free. We know that the hosting services won't be free. I mean, even the broadcast like with carte blanche on Caster FM wouldn't be free. You know, like I said, that's $30 a month. But I mean, the benefits outweigh the costs, I think personally. And I mean, if we do things responsibly and handle it in that sense, like I said, I mean, also too, by the way, I wouldn't be advertising for companies that do irresponsible business practices either. Like I wouldn't be advertising, Bell Canada. I wouldn't be advertising, Time Warner. Like, like there's certain how can I say, restrictions that we'd have to put into place where we're really only going to do business with responsible companies. I definitely would not work with corporations that are numbered companies, even because we know that they're feeding the fucking beast. So I mean, there's certain aspects that we have to take into consideration in order to be responsible business people at the same time. You know, I
yeah, I
will
mean,
I will be launching Echelon Publishers Group as a production company soon. I still have to work out my own life situation with work and what have you. But as I go, I will slowly wean myself off of doing construction and doing video and multimedia production. So, the time will come, but got to
I
work
think a
slow.
lot of the commercials could just be us, you know, giving shouts out to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In a way, because once we get our our situation down to where people are gonna want to help us out with finances and stuff like that, then we'd have to get into more of a self-sustaining situation. You know what I mean? So some way that we wouldn't have to like rely on other people anymore for that sort of thing.
One of the best things is what you and I were going on about about a month ago there, Grim, and we were talking about selling T-shirts and other swag. I mean, first off, it's great marketing because people are running around with T-shirts that have our logos and our
We got a
prints.
brand new printer on the way.
And at the same time, it gives us a way of having some kind of income as well to offset, the costs of doing what we do. So I mean,
Well,
this is
not
what
only that, there's clothing lines. Each person, we can open a clothing line for each freaking, person. You know what I mean? This is real shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For each show, and fans of each show. I mean, everyone's going to have their own fans. I mean, they buy products, and they're not only supporting the person that they like, but they're supporting the community and the operation itself. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I fully agree.
There's companies nearby that you can send them the measurements, and they'll sew you the clothes.
Yeah. Tim Osmond just made a really good comment. He says you have to have content first. He's absolutely right. This is where we have to start. And the content issue is the biggest one. And this is where we're going to have to go to the poor-ass community, the starving artists, the musicians out there, the writers, and the future hosts of shows that are going to be on these radio casts.
And we need to draw up an outline or program or something similar to an idea on paper of what we'd like to do, so we can present this to some bigger people that are like in the Thunderbolts project and shit, and maybe have some guest cameos, Dave Talbot and Walt Thornhill, some real people on the show that have some background and presentation.
I just have flashbacks to the Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
But if you had somebody, not trying to drop no names, but I think he's a cool dude. If you had somebody like Maddie for Truth, like in the morning times, I mean, it's pretty, at least on my end anyway, it's pretty well known. He's going to have 2 or 3 videos every morning that are 10 to 15 minutes long, and he does it every morning.
Yeah, Maddie's pretty consistent, and I think he'd be a great he would be a good host for a show of his own, definitely.
Like early morning kickoff or something like that, or
he's
there every morning.
He's got enough to early kick himself off. You know what I mean? With a starting program, like he wouldn't even
Absolutely, I agree. Because
a lot
you
of,
could easily listen to him without the video counterpart. You could easily just listen to him go on about something for a good 10, 15 minutes. He could be part of an hour-long newscast with other people also piping in regarding different issues, and that could be like that's a 1 hour time slot right there, just one like internet newscast, if you would, you know.
yeah, yeah, good mention.
But yeah, I invited him to the podcast. I don't know if he's around. It might be past his bedtime. He does go to bed early, but he's also he's on the East Coast too. Well, he's Eastern Standard Time, so it's probably 1 o'clock, 1:05 for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason Hicks says Professor Doom and Matty D. That would be a power hour. Call it D&D.
Yeah, we need people to go out and into the field too. Get out, get out there and get some stories and shit too.
Absolutely, we need that. I'm still working on ways to get. I want to get an app made for phones where people could just take footage, whether it's audio or video, and just send it to a server, and then we could have breaking news and just like break it out, like provide links or whatever, and put we'll have a companion website, of course. I still have savehumanity.epgn.net, and I'm working on that. By the way, right now I don't have the secure server certificate set up yet, but I do have the software installed, and we have kind of a mock YouTube thing going on there where you can actually link all of your video, audio, and everything else. If you go to savehumanity.epgn.net, there's actually a kind of a mock YouTube thanks to Garbage Media. He installed the original script, and I've started to set up and customize the look and everything. It's not done, obviously, but we're getting there. Baby steps, of course, but we're getting there.
Nice.
Shoot that website one more time, brother. I got my pen.
I'm going to drop it in the side chat there, my friend.
Oh, okay.
It's I'm going to ask the masses to not necessarily go and take it over just yet because there's a lot that still has to be done. But check it out. It is savehumanity.epgn.net. Anyone who's been there already will have to set up a new account because we've gone and deleted the database and set up new software. So if you were there before, the old site's gone. The new one that's in place still needs work, but it's a lot better than it was, and it is fully functional. So anyhow, yeah, and there's a couple other things I still have to take care of too. Like I have to friggin' pay for the domain name again because the registration's coming up, and so if it suddenly goes down for no weird reason, well, that's probably it. I gotta take care of that shit. But hey, everything costs money.
Yeah.
Everything's outrageously freaking high.
Yeah. Hey, Rob, what do you think about paid membership, like a one-time membership fee?
I'm not opposed to it. It just can't be ludicrous. Like I like the idea of $5 for the year and you're on the site for good. And if you can't pay for $5 for the year, then $1 a month, one time is fine. Because I mean, it's as long as you cover the cost, the material costs of running the website and the domain name registration, the secure server certificates, as long as you can project a certain number of subscribers, I mean, you can easily pay for those material costs. I'm not going to run that particular website in order to make a profit because this is about news. This is about truth getting out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to get me a new fucking Lexus or something. That's not what I'm doing.
The church needs a new front door.
Mind you, though, if it gets me a flying car, well, then, you know what? It'd be $100 a month. And no, I'm just joking. No, I don't need a flying car that bad. But,
Did you just bust yourself, Rob? You said
yeah, exposed, busted. Lexuses don't fly.
Yeah, I'm a shill for flying cars.
Yeah, I would probably sell my soul for a flying car, like a real flying car.
Hell yeah. It's like a little UFO, a little fucking...
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If I can find my spaceship, yeah.
Tomorrow, like Henry Kissinger shows up at your house, like, I hear you want a flying car.
It's parked outside. Here's the keys, guys. You might not see me again. I'm just joking. No, I don't know. I don't know. I'll probably use it against him somehow.
You keep your mouth shut, the flying cars are yours.
I don't know, man. You know what? Hey, Henry, show me a flying car first, then we'll talk.
Noted.
If you get this thing going, man, and get a couple, get the interest up. As many people as on YouTube, man, it would seem like in no time you would have hundreds, if not thousands, of people beating at the door trying to get on. Especially if it starts taking off.
Well,
and if not, you still ain't got to fuck with Google.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? Is that with the website, and we get that kind of feedback. I mean, then now we've got grounds like to project viewership, and then you can easily go after what I was talking about before about responsible advertising, like going to companies that do good business. Like I said, like your mom and pop shops, your privately owned places, and this has no geographical limitations. I mean, Grim could check out people in his neighborhood. JT could check out, the people in his neighborhood. And depending on your location, we could, show people, the advertising for their area, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with ad space. It's just when, it just depends, like if we're selling like dildos and flying cars, it'd be, like, I don't know. Flying dildos? What?
It is Saturday night, boys and girls.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just saying. I mean, seriously though. Yeah. I mean, as long as it's like I said, responsible businesses that we're advertising, which there would have to be criteria that would have to be followed. Like
Our flying dildos are OSHA certified.
I see a video coming, guys.
I created a monster.
OSHA certified.
Don't interrupt Robert while he is setting up his Ponzi scheme. Listen to these freaking losers.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent floating out here too, music-wise, that can fill gaps. I mean, I really think you're onto something.
Yeah, and there's a lot of talent in a lot of areas. Like, I mean, even my hometown, Hamilton. I mean, there's nothing there to do but to drink, fight, fuck, or play music. I mean, there's really no in between anywhere, and a lot of places are like that, and that's where a lot of garage bands are struggling and just doing cool shit, like everything from experimental music all the way up to with what you can do with the computer nowadays is nothing like what we could do like 10 years ago, which was like our basement garage studios were made of 4-track recorders, and you know what I mean, like it was different back then. Now, I mean, you can do a polished sound if you know what you're doing with your software, and and it's pretty easy. It just takes a bit of learning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like you don't even need to know how to play a fucking instrument anymore. You just need it,
And if you do know how to play, you're way ahead of the.
You're way ahead. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I mean, just the recording technology alone. I mean, like you can buy like the equivalent of a 4-track recorder 10 years ago now is a digital device that has XLR inputs, and you can record things digitally, plug it into your computer, and completely master it. And it's like before, when you had to master something, it was mastering it down to cassette tape. Remastering meant you had to take that cassette tape to another cassette tape, and you'd have generational loss in your sound, and it was a completely different friggin' monster. Now it's it's bit for bit and byte for byte. It's completely different, and and now it's about the talent. I mean, if you're not talented, you're gonna just put out really, really good quality shit. Like, and by shit, I mean you're gonna put out good sounding crap. But then again, that's in the eyes of the ears of the beholder, I guess, in this case. But you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, man.
I,
It's a good
I don't
idea.
like I don't like to be judgmental, but I appreciate creativity in all its reaches. So
Oh, yeah, it's a good idea. I'm telling you, 24/7 shit.
hmm
Yeah.
and hey, and the more music we get, like even if we have a lack of shows, like the more music that we have submitted, I mean, we could have on autoplay. Like I could go to work and work my 8 hour shift and let the radio station automate itself,
Yeah.
play our commercials for other shows, even play commercials for YouTube shows that you guys are doing on YouTube and on the Hangouts and stuff. I mean, like there's no reason why we can't cross platforms and advertise each other's stuff all across the board. This is a way to have like reach, like through all of these devices, I guess, of broadcasting. So, and I do want to take this a step further down the road and have a video counterpart and be like a Zeekly TV or something along those lines too, because I would like to get into doing a broadcast like video as well. But I mean, we got to start small and start somewhere and get something set in place and kind of build that first. That's.
I feel you, Rob, because I was thinking I want to get me a camera as opposed to using cell phone because I do street work where I do something called hit the streets, and the cell phone interview it works sometimes, but I want a bigger camera myself,
Mhm.
with a microphone and really give it up.
Well, I'm gonna do a video on that real soon too. I went and bought some lav mics and I had to take them back because I ran out of money. I got into a little bit of a situation. Luckily, I was within the 15 days, so I was able to take it back. But yeah, no, I got a camera rig for my DSLR, and you hook up a lav mic to it. You can also hook up using like you get a little tiny mixer and hook up a shotgun mic, and you could hit the streets with your DSLR camera with a shotgun mic, a lav mic. You can interview people and film stuff. Plug that bad boy into your computer when you get home, and then start mastering your videos, and then boom, bada bing. I mean, and you just became a street journalist, bud. And that would cost you. I mean, the minimum cost would be around $600 to $700 to get up and running hardware wise. And once you've done that, once you've accomplished that, you're golden.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm going to do a video on that because I do have some of the gear, and I will be doing a video on that as we proceed further. Like I said, I got 1 week before I have to move or don't move, because if I don't come up with the next half of my rent, I'll be on the street with my busted down car. So we'll see how things go. But if all goes well, yeah, I'll be building my studio at the new place because I got a big ass basement to work with, and it's going to be awesome.
Nice.
Hope it all works out.
Oof, yeah, you're not the only one.
I hate, having to find a new place. And, just a pain in the ass moving.
Yeah, but change is the only constant in my life, buddy. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't like to move too often. However, I did live on the road there for a while, and that was fun. That was fun as hell, actually, because like I know sometimes I didn't know where I was going to sleep the next day, but I don't know. There was a certain I got a bit of a rush out of it. Mind you, it burnt me out after 5 months, so kind of settling down did seem attractive, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, couch to couch, house to house, all that shit.
Oh yeah, and I slept in my car a few times in the cold.
Oh yeah, it's fucking. It's good to fucking finally get a spot though, when you're looking, bouncing around and shit.
I'm just watching the freaking live chat.
Hey, what's up, Perception? How you doing, man?
Hey, there he is. Hey, it's all about perception. He just popped out again.
Yeah, he might be getting scroogled.
I wouldn't doubt that. It's been happening.
Numbers wise, Rob, what's it going to take to get this thing pumped up?
Whew, well, which part? My life or the station?
The station.
Well, like I said, it's first off, it's going to be the place where I live and reside, so that's going to be well, I don't want to get into that, but I mean, I have to have a dedicated computer. I have to make sure I cover the costs of the caster FM fees to go unlimited. That is, I mean, the 400 listener base for free is pretty damn good to start with as a test bed. You know what I mean? But yeah, basically the cost of a computer. Actually, what I want to do is buy a new computer to use for production and take this piece of crap that I have and use it for the automated system, because to broadcast audio, this thing's perfect. But I'd rather, use another machine to do other shit with. But yeah, I mean, a couple of grand and, it'd be rocking and rolling and be no fear of losing anything. So.
That's not so bad.
And that's why I set up that GoFundMe account at $2,000, because I mean, it's a small amount to get all the gear needed, and that's with audio gear, that's with actual decent microphones, that's with decent computer gear, and also covering the cost, like a yearly cost of bandwidth, the yearly cost of the domain name registration, website hosting fees, secure certificates, and running everything. I mean, it's actually, if you kind of think about it, it's fairly minimal. And anybody who wants to support, I mean, hey, thank you. I mean, if you don't, I mean, just talking about it and getting the word out there is enough, because maybe somebody else would, right? So I will provide links in the description and show notes for the GoFundMe account. So if anyone's interested, by all means, even the trolls. I won't tell anybody if you fund me there, trolls.
Well, I showed it a little love today. I don't know if you saw it or not.
You know what? I saw that as I was driving home in the car. Every notification I get that an idiot is trying to reach you on your cellular device. Like, I looked at it. Oh shit! Oh, geez, yeah. And I got back here and I rushed in to set up the podcast and everything, so I haven't sent you a thank you message. But JT, thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome, my friend.
And,
I'm with you, brother. We got to get away from this fucking Google scroogle crap and find something solid where everybody can come along. And then, people like Grim. I mean, I could. I don't know if we have the same vision or not, but I could see it being a station and even a merchandise deal, something that could be forced to reckon with.
300%. Hit it, Grim.
Eddie Van Grimm.
The sounds of the Grimster.
Yeah, It's About Perception came in twice and left twice. He's possibly getting scroogled or something.
He's in the chat though.
Yeah, I'm watching him here in the chat. I'm just backing up here. Okay. I'm gonna send him the link again.
Fucking net neutrality.
It's been a bizarre few weeks, man. Because you think we progress and things would get better, but it's like we're backpedaling, and I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but it can be done. The shit can all be done, Just get up a schedule lined up of shows,
Yeah.
And then just start from there,
Well, I think the way it will start is it won't be 24/7 to begin with, right? What'll happen is it'll be kind of like one of those situations where we'll have set times for a broadcast. People will pipe in, and when we do that, we'll plug the website, and on the website we have forms for people to submit their music or ideas for other shows. And as we start to build content, we start to build a schedule and other broadcast times as we move into a 24/7 kind of a mode. And I mean, it's one of those things that has to evolve, because if we try to fill up 24/7, what's going to happen is it's going to become contrived right from day one. We don't want that to happen. We want it to be quality from day one, you know, like go from testing to like I said, to scheduled shows, and then from scheduled shows to, you know, like, I mean, if I have enough music to play 24 hours a day, then we got it golden until we got shows, because I'm sure people like music and will tune in when they can. I mean, between Rhinoceros, Wolf, G Malicious, there's another guy, G Man. I've got a bunch of music from a lot of the people in our community already. Well, a few people in our community already, but that's nowhere near enough to fill up, you know, like even a 2 or 3 hour schedule. So I mean, we got to start off somewhere, right?
For sure, man.
Hell yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, there's some really talented people out there too.
Oh, absolutely. I agree 100%. Hang on. It's about perception. It's trying to get back in. I sent him the link, and he got in here twice and then left twice. But hang on, I'm going to try and send it again through a different means here. I'm going to send it through Google Plus. Oh, there it is. Damn. All right, cool. Yeah, man. I mean, seriously, I think this is where things are headed. Anybody else have any thoughts on this? You know, Scully, Rhinoceros. Well, Scully was just talking. Rhinoceros, what do you think about all this?
Yeah, man, I think it's a great idea. And at the same time, while creating like our own network and stuff, I think we should still keep the Google stuff going, you know, as a way to bring other people in as well.
Absolutely.
Because we got to use every means that are at our disposal to get the message out, you know, because some people might not have Skype, some people might not have Google Plus Hangouts or whatever, even like the caster thing that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
The more platforms that we're on, we're going to affect more people. So
agreed. And you know, a lot of this is going to be very MacGyverish, guys. I mean, like, we're going to be like using like hodgepodge pieces of software. We're going to be really we're going to be doing this kind of like guerrilla tactic style. I mean, this is like guerrilla journalism at its finest, really, because what we're going to be doing is like utilizing the best of the cheap open source stuff and the most effective usage of these means, right? And I know what the trolls are thinking. They're thinking, holy shit, these guys are fucking smart, but they're not going to say that. They're going to go and say other bullshit and pretend they don't care. But
Well, you know, Robert, since me and you are friends on Facebook, I'm sure you see me post a lot of stuff. But I run a page for the cafe I work at and the antique shop I work at. I do both their Facebook pages.
Okay, yeah.
And if you've been seeing, we got a crawfish festival coming up next Saturday. And
right.
What you can do is you can post, like I can make a big write-up about the festival, and then I can post it, and then I can add a boost to it. And you can spend as much as, you know, $200 in 7 days if you want. But it kind of gives you a breakdown of how many people, like today, I made a new boost for the festival today. I spent $30, and it guaranteed me to see it would. And you can pinpoint, like for example, if you wanted to, let's just use Dallas. You wanted to post in Dallas, Texas, Dallas Parish, Texas festivals, crawfish. I mean, you can pretty much tag all these words and make your crowd as big as you want. And it's a small lick. You know, where else are you going to go and spend $30 and guarantee to get 3,000 reaches?
Right, right. Actually, I haven't really looked into it much on Facebook. In fact, I've kind of stayed away from Facebook a little bit more so lately. And not by any fault of Facebook. It's just I really haven't had the I don't know, the urge to go to Facebook. I
Well,
really
from
I only use Facebook to really talk to my old friends like that I've been separated from, like back home in Ontario and what have you, and in BC and in Regina, Saskatoon, and all
well,
over the place.
from a
But
from an advertising standpoint, one out of every 1 in 3 people when they get on the internet go to. I think it's either 1 in 2 or 1 in 3 people go to Facebook when they get on the internet. Like when somebody picks up their phone, 1 in 3 people go to Facebook. So as an advertising standpoint, it would be a great place to blow up.
Oh man, but when you go on that Facebook, it's always them same fucking people on there too. You know,
mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
It says the same little. They just live there.
And they're always freaking going to the gym.
and not only that, they're uploading like, oh, this is what I made for dinner yesterday, and it's like all kinds of. I just can't be. But like, I do have a page on there, the Save Humanity page, which I guess you've seen, AJT.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and my buddy, I have a really good friend, John Lavoie, and he's been posting a lot of stuff on there. In fact, I kind of feel a little bit horrible because he's been posting some really cool shit on there. I just went back onto Facebook for the first time in like 2 weeks, and it was like, holy crap, he's put on a lot of really cool shit on here. And like, I used to like kind of reshare his stuff before I was even doing bids and whatnot. I'd be taking his stuff and posting it to the Save the Silly Humans community when I first started it, and I wasn't going out and looking for news stories and this and that. I was reposting the stuff and research that he did. Prior to that, I was taking Dabu stuff and Jeff C stuff and Red Pill stuff and reposting it in the Save Humanity site till I found John Savoy. And like, yeah, so I mean, I have to say, I have to admit that I dropped the ball too a little bit when it came down to, when I started doing all the podcasts. I mean, I was working and then doing the podcasting, and then I stopped doing my own research. So, again, there's there's a responsibility we all have to have in obtaining news and what have you. But I think also keeping our friendships and our connections alive is also necessary. So, I will be going back to Facebook and relighting some of those connections and making more appearances. And and JT, I will definitely check that out. I like crawfish.
Well, like I was saying a few weeks or maybe a month or so back, how do you reach the mom of 3 that's going to the grocery store and to baseball games, and she doesn't have time to hop on YouTube to catch a podcast? She's going to jump in and out of Facebook all day.
I was going to say about 4 years ago, I would have said the Cougar Bar, but
hey, baby.
Yeah, but that mom, she's steadily posting pictures of her kid on Facebook, and that's where you're going to catch her at.
What about Twitter?
Or Twitter.
I'm on Twitter. In fact, I've been using Twitter a little bit more than I've been using Facebook lately, and I'm really new to Twitter. I'm not even really very good at using it, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know. It's about perception is having problems getting in. This is not loading. Try a different browser. I don't know what you're using, if you're using Chrome or not, but try Firefox. See if that gets you in. I've only gotten kicked out once, and that was by fault of my internet connection. In fact, this has been the most stable podcast I've had in the last 2 weeks.
Don't jinx it, man.
Yeah, don't jinx it.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, don't let the cat out of the bag just yet. Yeah.
Right. This is the shit in Baltimore, man.
Mm.
You seeing anything, Eric?
Yeah, my father and them was coming home from downtown, and the protesters was blocking the traffic, and my brother was like telling my father that they was getting ready to come and jump in the van and take over the van. It's like they was running in the streets, shaking cars, and
Yeah.
they got police everywhere. He said it was serious out there, so I'm glad they made it back home safe.
Yeah. You see, they're always doing stuff to make it so, they need more cops. You know what I mean? It's not like they're doing it, protesting anything fucking productive. It's
I
gonna
think
turn.
Sam, I'm a little behind the
into
times
shit.
on Baltimore. What's going on?
Who's that? JT?
Yes,
Doyle?
sir. What's going on in Baltimore? Why are they protesting?
Oh,
Oh yeah, you haven't heard shit. Yeah.
killed a guy in the back of a paddy wagon, and now they're protesting, police brutality, all that shit, because they, the what do you call it? Autopsy they were doing on the guy took forever, and then they weren't really giving any answers. The guy, had a broken back or whatever. He ended up dying, but he didn't have a broken back before going into the paddy wagon, and then by the time he gets to the police station, the guy's got a broken back and he's dead.
Oh shit!
Jesus.
Has Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton showed up yet?
I don't know. I don't think they showed up yet. They, same type of people around though.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're waiting on their first class ticket from somebody.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Influence Freedom, but she was putting on earlier today. We were watching live streams from Baltimore, and wasn't there another live stream from a neighboring city there? They were doing like a support protest.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah, that was just before I buggered off to go fix my car, which. Yeah.
It's
But I had posted on Facebook a long time ago, what are y'all gonna do when they come to a city near you? And damn it, if they ain't in my fucking city right now.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that video, Eric. I watched that one. Yo, I also remember you saying, "What you gonna do when I come for you?"
Black ISIS.
Black ISIS, yeah. I wanted to spell it ICES, like ISIS, like ice is a cake, Just like, where is Influence Freedom right now? I'd like to get her on with those live streams to see where things are. Did anyone have a Ustream account? Because that's what she was using.
I have a Ustream.
Oh, there's Influence. Ah. She's in the chat.
Oh shit! Have her hop on.
Influence.
Here, I'm gonna send her the link.
Yeah, I have a Ustream. I just don't use it much.
Mm-hmm.
AJ, one thing I don't understand. It's a lot of shooting and a lot of murder that go on in my city. But what's so crazy about Freddie Gray that's different from my cousin Daria when he got shot? What's the difference?
Exactly. Where the cops kill him, shoot him.
No, I was just saying, he was shot, and one shooting ain't no different than the other.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's like they just want to take, they just want to blow everything out of it, It's all political shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, like we were saying, what they want is for everybody else to get extremely pissed off, and they want them to react.
Exactly.
They're trying to light a powder keg, man. It's like a war tactic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, let's not talk about the kids over at the Catholic Church.
They can keep funding fucking, more, get more funding for the police, hire more police,
Mm.
And we just got that new camera pilot in Baltimore, Maryland, where they got the cameras on the police officers.
Got the so they must have some kind of camera, from inside the van then.
Yeah.
You know?
Because the program has already started.
As they must have had, cameras on them then, or somebody.
Lost Horizon's having issues with the router, I think. Oh, she's got internet problems. Huh.
Unplugging routers, don't know. Yeah.
Actually, Lost Horizon, maybe if you try to just reboot your machine, that'll reset your audio drivers for your sound card.
Influence.
Oh, there's Influence. There she is.
They must have had.
Good evening, hon. Lost Horizon's having issues with her router, I think. Oh, she's got internet problems.
What's up? Hey.
What is happening?
Hey, Influence. Did you just wake up? Actually, Lost Horizon, maybe if you try to just reboot your machine, that'll reset.
I think you got your YouTube going, Influence.
For your sound card.
Do I?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey guys, I gotta take off.
All right, Scully.
All right,
Well,
Scully.
thanks for being on the panel. Appreciate your company here, man, and good having you here.
Yeah, anytime, man. Definitely, just hit me up. I'm always around, so.
Have a good one, Scully, and I'm glad your tooth is been worked on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, don't fall off any more ladders, eh?
Yeah, it's good now.
Brother.
All right, guys.
Take it easy,
I'll talk to you.
Scully.
All right, take
What
it.
up, man?
Peace out, bud.
Well, hard up. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, we were talking there about those Ustream feeds that you were playing earlier when we were off the air. Do you still have access to those?
Yeah, I don't think that anything's going on though now.
It's pretty late now. Yeah.
So Ferguson was late night.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? That didn't seem to end. Yeah.
There you go.
Nice. This interlude brought to you by Mr. Grimm.
Eddie Van Grimm.
I heard a moment of silence.
That was cool.
I had to hurry up before my roommate started really falling asleep. I gotta stop in a second. I was really getting into it a minute ago. I put it on mute and was going at it.
Oh shit! You should have played that. We were
Probably
just
no, I shouldn't have.
Oh, I see.
It's not that good. She's probably having a fit by now.
You didn't get all Mr. Grimm on her, did you?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Dick owns this house.
What do you know about plasma science?
You don't know shit about quantum physics.
What do you know about plasma physics? She's gonna break out her plasma physics books and start schooling me. Fucking, I'm an idiot compared to her. Sometimes.
She's like your own live-in troll.
Right now. She's not seeing. She's not listening. She's fucking having good dreams. Yes, she is an idiot.
Check something out here. I think Master Yoda. I think her show's possibly already started, or is it starting? Oh, her show's about to start. I think her show is going to start in about 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So what I might do is I might cut this short so everybody can jump over to her podcast because I don't want to clash with her.
Yeah.
Just out of respect. But
Rob, you've been breaking limits the last couple of days. 15-minute podcasts, hour 20 podcasts.
Yeah, I know. Hey, what can I say? Doesn't mean I won't come back after Yoda's done, though.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah, they're not even staying on long enough to take an old one eye.
But I think I'm still trying to fill up my bladder. But I'll tell you guys something though. I really appreciate having you all on here, and I think tonight was a little bit constructive because anybody watching this and looking back will see what we're actually trying to accomplish here. And this isn't about. This show was not about jerking each other off or having too much fun. This is actually kind of productive because I think now what we're seeing is a little bit of growing up, and I just want to thank all of you for being a part of that.
Absolutely, man. And you can tell that if we can get the structure built to take it off, man, and it seems like we got some good minds putting the structure together. Because Sirius Radio had to start somewhere, iHeartRadio had to start somewhere, everybody had to start somewhere. And as many brains as we have on the panel and in YouTube land, there's no excuse. We're just all a bunch of broke busters.
Yeah, take us out, Grim.
It's home. There's a man named Grim.
That's awesome. Anybody from panel left to right? We're going to start off with Eric Zipper. Anything to say to the listeners out there?
First of all, thanks for listening. And, I hope that we all learn something that we can use for tomorrow as well as the day. And once again, I'm grateful for being on the panel. Thanks a lot for inviting me, Robert. And I look forward to more of your shows. Your greatest comeback ever.
Thanks, Eric. I appreciate that. Influence, you got anything to say?
No. I just hopped in. I didn't know. I thought you needed me or something. But you guys all have a good one, and hugs to y'all, man.
Awesome. Thanks for coming out. It was short and it was sweet, but you're awesome. Appreciate you, hon. And JT, you're next in line. What do you got to say to the people out there?
Man, just keep plugging along, keep researching, keep doing what you do. Support your buddies, support your neighbor, be kind to others.
Well said, mate. Grim?
Man, you know me. Keep up the good shit, man.
I should have saved you for last so you could play us out before I shut her down. But that's what I'm talking about. Hey, Ryan.
I plead the fifth.
should get Rhino to play us out, man.
Hey, Ryan Osiris in the house. What do you got to say? Anything?
Be good to each other and stop bitching with each other. Aren't we sick of it, for fuck's sake?
Yeah, I second that motion.
That's my thoughts.
Well,
I'd like to say we are.
I'd like to thank everybody out there for listening, and anybody listening to the replay. Hope we learned something here tonight, and there's going to be a lot more stuff coming soon. I'm going to put out some technical videos regarding what we're talking about tonight, and there's going to be a lot of ways that other people can take part and then participate in this, and believe me, the venues are there. And Grim, take us out. That's awesome. All right, guys. I want everybody to take care and take care of each other. All right. Peace out.